Judge Gray. Len Mildmay, city editor, Hartford Examiner. I was your brother's boss when he was slumming it in the Fourth Estate.
Oh, yeah, right.
So how's he doing? I heard he moved to San Francisco.
He's okay under the circumstances. They have a great oncologist.
Vincent has cancer?
No, not Vincent, his wife.
Vincent has a wife?
I guess you haven't talked to him for a while.
No. Maybe I should get his number and give him a call.
I'm sure he'd like that.
So anyway, speaking of Vincent, I need a favor. I assume you know Judge Jackson Keeler?
Okay, it was nice chatting with you. I'll tell Vincent you said hi.
I'm guessing I've offended you somehow.
Look, whatever you're writing about, it's not what a great guy Judge Keeler is. And you've heard that he and my mother don't love each other. Or maybe you've heard something about my relationship with him, so you're cozying up to me, making small talk about my brother because you think I'm the one who's going to help you dig up your dirt? Well, you're wrong.
Excuse me, I'm not some tabloid stringer trying to find dirty pictures of the guy with the donkey. Besides, it's not my story, it's Vincent's.
What are you talking about?
About a year and a half ago, Vincent was working on this story, but he bailed on it because he said it didn't go anywhere, which I believe. But after he left, I found his notes, and it turns out it went somewhere he didn't want to go.
Whatever that means, I don't know what it has to do with me.
It turns out he was on the trail of a dirty judge or two.
And he had a conflict of interest.
So it would seem.
It must have been a big story.
Yeah, and he sacrificed it.
So now what? You think I owe you? Or you think I owe Vincent?
Whichever one works.
I really think the curriculum is best left to the instructors. What I need now is, no, I didn't know that either. But if you could just, Miss Ganino, I'm going to call you back. Bye now. I find I lack certain parenting skills.
Which ones?
The ones that allow you to talk on the phone to other parents.
Oh, yeah, I try to avoid that at all costs.
Rebecca wants me to set up a play date with her friend Gracie, who's suddenly gone missing from CCD.
CCD?
Religious Ed, Catholic Sunday School. Point is, I don't know Gracie's parents, and I need their phone number, which should take one call, right? But 3 phone calls later, I've never even got to my question because the mothers are in a tizzy over the CCD instructor who's forcing the kids to make a collage of vegetables that represent the apostles or some stupid thing. I'm not sure, but I think it'd be unchristian of me to yell in their ears. Just shut up and give me Gracie Solomon's phone number. I don't give a damn about the blasphemy of likening St. Paul to an ear of corn.
You're ranting.
No, I'm not.
You were. You were totally uncool.
First up, you got back-to-back vandalism. Then you have a sentencing
I
hearing.
saw you rant. You can't unring that bell.
Would you like a list of things I've seen you do?
A sentencing hearing on what?
That's right on what?
No. All right, my reason is that I was doing this job when you were still teething. Goodbye.
Excuse me, are you Maxine Gray?
Yes, I am.
They said I should see you. My name is Susan Natali. I've got 2 children. Georgia is 4 and Frank is 6, and those are their medical records. I put their school photos inside just in case you needed them. They're in excellent health, and they have had all their shots, and they have had good medical care their whole lives. They're really great kids. Anybody would be blessed to have them.
Miss Natali, I don't understand.
I need to give my kids up right away. And the woman at the front desk said you're the person that could help me sort this out. This is my address, and if you come by at 5 o'clock, they'll be ready for you.
Well, why don't you have a seat? I'll see if there's
I'm
fresh
already late
coffee.
for
We
work. I
could
have no
talk.
time to talk, but if you come by at 5, the kids will be ready.
Most of the time, you're going to have to figure out which of their problems they need solved currently, and then steer them to the right person or place for that. Legal aid guy is here every Wednesday. Therapist is here every other Friday. And when you make appointments for them, you need to write it on that board there. Everything else you need to know is in here. You can read that and let me know if you have any questions.
Think I can handle that.
Brian, have you seen Violet?
Not since yesterday. Why, what's up with you, X-Ray?
Got another ticket.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle, this is X-Ray. X-Ray, this is Kyle. He'll help you with whatever you need. Go easy on him. It's his first day, okay?
Well, let's step into my office. So what's this ticket for?
Disorderly conduct. This one cop, he has it in for me. So anytime he needs to make his quota, he comes looking for me.
Maybe you should try rollerblades. Okay. X-ray. We'll set you up with legal aid, but if you're really on this cop's bad side, what are you going to do about that?
What do you mean?
Well, if you want him off your case, you're going to need to work on that.
Work how?
Show him you're making an effort. Do you have a job?
Well, I was working as a busboy over at Sydney's, but then, you know, my boss, he had it in for me.
Oh, is he the cop's brother? Never mind. Why did this guy have it in for you?
I don't know. One day the bus broke down, I was late, he fired me.
So you need to look for a job.
Why? So the same thing can happen again?
Where are you living?
Right now I'm gonna squat off Landers.
So find yourself a job near there, in walking distance.
I see they're renovating the whole block. I'm gonna get kicked out any minute.
So you also need to look for a new place to live.
What's that got to do with anything? I mean, the cop's still gonna have it in for me.
Okay, you know what? You really don't want help. You're what we call a help-seeking denier.
What?
Anything I say, you're just going to tell me why it can't be done, because what you really want is an endless audience for your griping. So you know what? You're right. It's hopeless. Go jump off a bridge. There's one right down the street. You can walk there. You don't even have to worry about the unreliable mass transit system.
Kyle? Take these towels, put them in the bathroom. I'm thinking we're going to ease you in here a little slower. I'll take care of X-ray.
Mr. Spradlin, we're here for sentencing on your third adjudication for the same offense of disturbing the peace. Obviously, your prior sentences of fines and probations have made no impression on you. Why is that?
This hoochie over me, she a lame-ass coconut blended on Buddha. She got the 5 O's on the speed dial because she get crunk off of gaffling me. Why don't you haul her Mondo biscuit in here for harassment? You know what I'm saying? Or is this still America?
Your Honor, I would tell you if I knew.
It's a free country.
The long version.
His upstairs neighbor, a member of another ethnic minority, is frequently high on marijuana and entertains herself by calling the cops about Mr. Spradlin's music, which he evidently feels she shouldn't be allowed to do in a democracy.
Is there anything else?
Apparently she has a generous rear end.
Okay. Okay, well, Mr. Spradlin, no matter what your neighbor looks like or how she gets her jollies, she does have a right to some peace and quiet, and you do not have a right to force her or any other neighbor to listen to your music.
Man, that's butt.
No, that's the law, which you insist on breaking. Mr. Tabor, is your client currently employed?
Yes,
I pal Sharman and Louise over at that drive-by on Broome Street.
Please, please. Mr. Spradlin works as a stop boy on the first shift at a local convenience store, Your Honor.
And what time does his shift end?
His shift
Depends on whether the Bama on her second
Just
shift.
give me a number, Mr. Spradlin.
3.
Okay. Mr. Van Exel, what do you have in your car stereo right now?
Wynton Marsalis, live in Swingtown.
Ms. Kozlowski-Pant?
Bombastic Broadway.
Perfect. Mr. Spredlin, starting this very afternoon, you will report here at 3 p.m. and you'll get a taste of what it's like to be forced to listen to someone else's music. And you will do this every day until you've accumulated, let's say, 30 hours.
30 hours?
Unless you prefer 30 days at Long Lane.
3:15 is the earliest I could get here.
3:15 will be fine. Next case.
When I was a kid, my mother wouldn't let me play with Johnny Crider because his mother wore bedroom slippers to the grocery store. I wouldn't be a parent then.
Does this have something to do with Rebecca's missing friend?
According to the parish rumor mill, Gracie was in CCD because her foster family goes to our church. But now she's been returned to her mother, the recovering pillhead.
And?
So should I track down the pillhead and set a play date? Or should I tell Rebecca Gracie moved to France?
You could tell her the truth, that you don't want her to play with the daughter of a recovering addict.
You think I should tell her that?
Yeah, as you're driving her to a class on redemption.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Hi.
Mr. Mildmay, imagine meeting you here in the courthouse corridor.
Yeah, go figure. You wouldn't want that to happen too often, what with the way people talk.
No, I wouldn't.
So, you know where to reach me.
What was that about?
Nothing.
When I have a brand new hairdo with my eyelashes all in curls, I float as the clouds on airdo. I enjoy being a girl. When men
Your Honor,
say
you didn't
I
say
am
nothing about this.
Funny.
Donna, what are you doing?
I thought you wanted him to listen to my music.
Well, not here.
Well, then, where?
I guess I didn't think of that.
This butt whacked enough without this bizzo. She trying to indoctrinate me.
If you have to listen to 30 hours anyway, you might as well learn to appreciate it. This is great stuff.
See what I'm saying? It's like brainwashing. That's a violation of the Geneva Convention. Come on, homie. You know I'm dropping signs.
I'm not your homie. The only thing that had better be dropping is your attitude.
Okay. Donna, take Mr. Spradlin and find an empty conference room.
It ain't gonna be empty once she's in there.
And Donna, I need you to go down to records and make me copies of Judge Keeler's rulings for the past 6 months.
Why would I be doing that? But it's because you're my boss and you asked me to.
And why would Donna be doing that?
Because I asked her to. That's what she said.
Is there some connection between your wanting Judge Keeler's rulings and the reporter-looking guy in the hall?
I really don't want to talk about it.
That would be highly advisable.
Meaning?
Keeler's been around a long time.
Yes, he has.
Has a lot of friends in high places. He already doesn't like you.
Your point is?
Snooping on him and leaking whatever you find to a reporter would be a very bad idea.
If he is behaving himself, then he has nothing to fear from my snooping. And if he's not, I hope you're not asking me to look the other way.
It's not quite that simple.
Excuse me, Bruce. I forgot to give you this. Andrea Solomon's numbers, homework, and so.
Thank you.
Andrea Solomon? Andrea Solomon is your drug addict?
No, she's not my drug addict. But yes, she's Gracie's mother.
Andrea Solomon, the history professor whose jerk of a husband sued her for child custody because she was allegedly addicted to painkillers?
She admitted she was addicted.
The woman is a professor at Wesleyan.
Oh, so my daughter would be safe with her because she's a white upper-middle-class drug addict?
No, actually, she's a black upper-middle-class drug addict.
Oh, really?
Which was the only reason the case made the news, which you would know if you were paying attention at the time and wondering why the case made the news.
I guess I missed that.
Wait a minute. Explain this to me. Rebecca just became safer because Andrea Solomon is black?
Okay, this isn't going anywhere good.
Where are you going, Bruce?
Chill with my brother Marvin.
Yeah, see, you know, I've been working on my game, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I was saying, I've been working on my game. Jump right.
Hi. Come on in, they're all set.
Georgia, sweetie, come on, it's time to go.
Miss Natali,
Would you call me Susan? I told them they were going to get ice cream with my friend.
I want to finish my picture.
You can take that with you, honey, okay?
No. I'll just finish it when I get home.
Okay, that's fine.
Hi. I'm Frank.
well, hi, Frank. I'm Maxine. I'm your mom's friend. Susan, I think we should talk.
I don't need to talk. It's fine if you take the kids for ice cream.
Well, it's not fine with me just yet.
But you promised. I can't bring Timber.
Sweetie, you have to, okay? Timber's a stuffed dog. She can't leave without him.
Mommy, you promised we'd have ice cream.
You will, honey, okay? Just help your sister find Timber, and by then Maxine will be ready to take you, all right? Come on. Come on.
Okay. Where was you?
I want to give my kids up. I don't know what the current version is of dropping them off on the doorsteps of an orphanage, so I came to your office and I told you. I'm sure you can find them a good home. Isn't that what you do for a living?
Yes, but I'm not willing to take them unless you tell me why you want to give them up.
Okay, it's very simple. I can't keep them safe anymore, so they have to go live with somebody who can.
I need to know why you think they're not safe.
Give them to me. Frank. Mommy. Frank will give me
Frank, give Timber to your sister, okay?
Here.
I was attacked in a parking lot, raped about a year ago, and they never found the guy.
Very sorry.
I can't sleep. I can't concentrate. I jump whenever I hear a loud noise. It's been all I can do to do my job and take care of the kids, and I can't do it anymore.
You said that was a year ago? You've been managing. Has something changed recently?
A couple of nights ago, the kids wanted to make cookies. So I put them in the car and took them to the Quick Pick so we can get what we needed. And while we were there, 2 men came in and robbed the place with guns.
Oh, my God. Was anyone hurt?
No, there was no shooting. They just came in, took the money, and left. The kids, they thought it was funny. But I made a huge mistake taking them to a place like that at night. And don't you see? I can't even figure out anymore what's safe and what isn't.
Miss Natali, there's nothing wrong with taking your children for groceries after dark. The robbers were the ones who weren't supposed to be there, not you.
You don't understand. I'm their mother. It's up to me to keep them safe.
To the best of your ability. No one can keep their children safe, and it scares mothers to death. You just don't understand that because you've been through a trauma.
I have to give them up before something terrible happens, okay? Either you take them or I will drive them across 2 states and leave them in a church. I am not going to keep them and endanger their lives.
Are you familiar with the term post-traumatic stress disorder?
I don't want to hear about syndromes and disorders and why it's not my fault, okay? I want my kids to be safe. And if you won't take them, I'll just call somebody else.
It will take some calls to find them a place to stay. I'll work on it tomorrow, and I'll be in touch.
Tomorrow. All right, I can make it till then.
He says the chemotherapy is making her very tired, but her doctor is optimistic. And the lymph nodes came back negative, which is good.
Is Carol gonna die?
No, sweetie. She just has to go through some yucky medical stuff, but she's going to be okay.
Well, she's going to be quite sick for a while.
Well, not all that sick.
Quite sick.
Stop it before you get to the hair. I mean it.
Kyle, how was your first day at work?
Drug addicts are a pain in the butt.
That's an interesting observation, considering the source.
Well, I was never a boring job person, so I have to get used to boringness.
Speaking as a boring job person, I just don't suppose you have any health insurance.
Excuse me?
Well, it's sometimes difficult for a recovering non-boring person to get health insurance.
It's not high on my list of concerns.
Well, it should be. What if you got sick or had an accident?
Why do you think Cousin Carl's gonna get sick or have an accident?
Hey, Peter, maybe you guys could talk about this stuff later, and let's think of something pleasant to talk about.
Is your new job dangerous?
No, sweetie. He works with teenagers.
Teenager drug addicts?
Yes. Some of them are.
Do you give them clean needles?
Lauren, where did you come across that?
I heard it on the news. If they use dirty needles, they die.
Well, if they use clean needles, they die too. Drug addicts die.
Other people you're helping are gonna die?
No. Your mother's exaggerating. Some drug addicts get better, and then they go on to help other drug addicts.
So, Mom, how was your day?
Frankly, wretched.
Jillian?
I had a fine day. I got my hair cut, and I took Ned to the pediatrician for his booster shot.
Booster shot? Do I have to have one?
Oh, for the love of Fred.
See? We need to eat in our own rooms in front of the TV and ignore each other like normal families.
Gracie, are you sure you have your book report?
Yes.
Now, remember what happened last week when I had to leave work and come to school. I don't appreciate that, all right?
Excuse me. Are you Andrea Solomon?
Yes, I am.
And you must be Gracie. Hi, I'm Bruce Van Exel, Rebecca's father.
Hi.
I left you a message yesterday. I don't know if you got it.
I got it. I was going to give you a call when I have time.
You're on my way to work, so.
Gracie, why don't you go get in the car, sweetie?
Okay. Bye.
Bye. She's cute.
Like I said, I will call you when I have time, but I don't appreciate being stalked.
Stalked? I just wanted to set a plate in.
I know, but let me just save us both some time. See, I don't really want Gracie playing with Rebecca anymore. I think Rebecca's a bad influence on Gracie. So there's really no reason for the girls to see each other anymore. I'm really sorry, but I've got to get my daughter to school and myself to work. You have a nice day.
What about the children's father?
Last I heard, he's living with a cocktail waitress in Vegas. Can I get you guys ketchup?
No, we need the coffee we asked for 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
What about a relative, someone who can take the children temporarily?
All the grandparents are dead, and I have one sister who wishes I would join them.
I know how that goes, but maybe if you explained that the situation
Susan? I believe that's your order, growing cold out there while you're chatting with your friend.
She's not my friend.
I'm not kidding you. One more day like yesterday.
It won't be. I'm doing fine. She's just leaving.
Have you looked into therapy?
Therapy takes time and money, and I don't have either.
Miss Natali, once you give your children up...
Are you deaf? Are you trying to get me fired?
I need you to understand how serious this is.
I need you to understand how serious this is.
But you didn't yank the kid. You just left them there.
You are not listening to me.
I heard you. Classic post-traumatic stress disorder, exacerbated by witnessing the robbery. The woman claims she's an unsafe mother, and now I am telling you, go back there and yank the kids.
She's not an unsafe mother. She only thinks she is.
Maxine, if the woman is telling us that the kids are in danger, I'm inclined to take her word for it, at least until we know for sure.
Sean, this woman is hanging on by a thread.
You just said she was fine.
I said she was not dangerous. She's traumatized. She will get better. But you know what it's going to be like for her to try and get those children back out of the system.
You know, at some point, you might want to ask yourself why bad things keep happening to this woman.
Because she's poor. And she lives in a bad neighborhood. That happens to white people, too.
Is there a relative who can take them temporarily?
She has a sister. I called her. She very politely explained that she can't be bothered. We were mysteriously disconnected, and now she's not answering her phone.
Then maybe you should go charm her in person.
I was hoping you'd say that. I'll see you in the morning.
In the morning? Maxine, where exactly does the sister live?
Boston.
Boston? Maxine!
What's all this?
I think you know. Who's your drug addict?
Well, I took your unsolicited advice and went to see her.
I didn't tell you to go to see her.
Well, I went to give her a chance to redeem herself. But she's not interested in setting a play date. She thinks my daughter's a bad influence on hers.
Did she say why?
No, she was too busy screeching away in her Volvo.
Wow.
What?
It's just so easy to spot once you know what you're looking for. Most of his rulings are they're straightforward, they're lean, they're folksy. He clearly thinks of himself as Harry Truman as a jurist, except when the plaintiff is represented from anyone from this one particular firm. And then his rulings are wordy and convoluted, and he twists the law into pretzels in order to get a favorable verdict.
So he's taking bribes. Thank God I'm sitting.
I know, it's just that it's so blatant. And he is such a self-righteous jerk. Plus, he threatened me. He knows that Len Mildmay is investigating him. And he threatened me because he owns everybody else. Well, if I keep my mouth shut, that means he owns me too, doesn't it? Oh, that's what you're advocating? You? My own personal Jiminy Cricket?
Sometimes the best way to be moral is to keep your mouth shut.
And ignore unmistakable corruption?
If you're sitting at home, unemployed, clipping coupons, you can pat yourself on the back for being moral. But what will you be doing for the world?
Well, I'm sorry she's got problems. Really, I am. But I swore off helping her 3 years ago, and I'm done with it. I've learned my lesson.
What lesson is that?
Mom, it's sticking.
Well, honey, you have to keep stirring it. You just can't stop.
But my arm's tired.
Well, I guess you should have picked something easier than gumbo. I probably seem insensitive to you. That's fine. You don't know. But I've been bailing Susan out my entire life, and I've given her a lifetime of advice that she's asked for and then refuses to take. Here, you stir.
She wants me to place her children in foster care, but it's really not a good idea under the circumstances.
For instance, I told her not to marry Melvin. I told her he was a low-life jerk, but she had to have him. And then, lo and behold, he runs off with a cocktail waitress, which I guess he decides is preferable to a coffee shop waitress.
Mom, I don't get this.
Well, then, honey, I guess you're just going to have to keep trying until your father gets home. You know I don't do math. So, he leaves her in that ratty apartment, and she's scared of the neighborhood. She wants money to move. I lent her the money. She doesn't move. And now, she's a habitual crime victim. What a surprise.
I can certainly appreciate your frustration, but this is a different sort of thing. It's a crisis, a family crisis. Your niece and nephew may be taken from their home and put in the foster care system, which far more often than not is a nightmare.
Mom, this is killing my arm. Can I at least take a little break?
I have my own family to take care of, and it takes everything I've got. I cannot keep wasting my energy on Susan. She's a bottomless pit.
Hey, I'm on the board to clean the men's restroom, but I just stuck my head in there, and that's not going to happen.
Hey, Kyle, I need to have a word with you. I received a complaint about you from Delmar Anderson. He says you refused to meet with him.
That's just so not true. I said I wouldn't meet with him here.
Why?
Because when I meet with him, I need to be outside and upwind.
See, Kyle, the thing about starting over is that you don't get to start at the top. And the places you start usually don't pay well or smell good.
Okay. But what's wrong with the concept of asking Delmar to take a shower before he sits down to talk to me? We've got showers. We've got soap. We've got towels. And he just can't be bothered. And you're afraid of what? Hurting his feelings? We may lose his business?
Kyle, I'm thinking that you and this job are a bad match. Fine, you're a former drug addict. But you're still a rich kid. You have never had to live in survival mode. You have no idea what that's like. I'm thinking the best thing for you is...
Hey, Brian, is this going to take long?
Excuse me?
I need to talk to him.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be tied up for a while. I can get you someone else.
No, that's okay. I'll come back.
No, hang on, X-ray. There's plenty of counselors available. I just got to get a hold of one.
No, I'll wait till he's free. I don't want to talk to anybody else.
And why is that, X-ray?
Because everybody else just says crap they read in a book, and he tells the truth.
Hey, I think Brian and I are just about finished.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, guys.
Okay. You want to hear some more truth? You stink. Go take a shower.
I know you take a lot of ribbing from me, but I admire your convictions. I can't stand it if you're a hypocrite.
I'm not. I'm a pragmatist.
Is there a difference?
I guess that's for you to decide.
Judge Gray, it seems we have a mutual acquaintance.
Really? Who would that be?
Mrs. Brookside, down in records. She tells me you've been keeping her pretty busy lately.
I asked her for a few documents that are a matter of public record.
Surely you can find something not quite so dull to read in your spare time.
Actually, it's been very interesting reading.
Yes? Well, one can find items of interest in all sorts of places. If one is motivated to look.
Good morning.
Is it? I hadn't noticed.
So how was Boston?
It was a nice drive. I thoroughly enjoyed the hum of my new snow tires. And no, Susan Talley's sister won't be able to keep her nephew and niece, not even temporarily.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Whatever happened to taking care of family?
Well, I think that has
No, I really want to know. When did people decide that taking care of family wasn't going to be a responsibility any longer? They just disown people if they became inconvenient.
It probably has.
And why didn't anybody tell me the new rules before I took in my homeless nephew?
Are you done?
Not that the sister is the villain, by the way. Because there are real villains, and life is hard enough without them. Getting the children to their games and their dental appointments and through their math homework is hard enough. Trying to make your living and pay your bills and keep your house clean and your car maintained and your plastic recycled and your dog bathed and your phone calls returned and your pilot light lit would all be hard enough without creeps who hide in the bushes and attack your sister or point guns and take money from convenience store clerks who are only trying to do their own job and feed their own children.
Now are you done?
I will never be done, but I am willing to shut up if you have something you would like to say.
You have to remove the kids.
I know that.
I had to reschedule the Gonzalez hearing because Mrs. Gonzalez had a family emergency.
There are times I almost think I am not sure of what I absolutely know. Oh, very often my confusion, in conclusion I concluded long ago. In my head are many facts that as a student I have studied to procure. In my head are many facts of which I wish I was more certain. I was sure.
Too loud?
For starters.
Is a puzzlement. Your Honor, this Broadway jam is in the house. I can't wait to spin this for my peeps.
I thought we had established that you were going to do this somewhere else.
The conference rooms are all in use.
Your Honor, don't you think he suffered enough? I know I have.
No way, yo. I still got 26 hours.
Mr. Spradlin, you're not supposed to be enjoying your sentence.
That's what I'm doing. And yet I'm maxing. It's a puzzlement.
We'll check the conference rooms again.
Good idea.
Kyle, what's this?
I got these for you.
Oranges?
Fresh oranges. I got them from a guy in a gas station. He said he drove them up here from Florida. But he only had one bag, so either he drove up 6 oranges or he just had a good day. I didn't ask. I just figured fresh oranges off the tree in Connecticut in the middle of winter. I mean, look at them. They still have leaves on them.
You're right. They were on a tree recently. Oh, well, that was very thoughtful of you.
I had a good day at work, so enjoy your oranges. I'll see you at home.
Hi.
You ready?
You can't take the kids.
Excuse me?
It's all different. I'm okay now. I can handle it.
I'm going to have to come in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. You won't believe what happened. My sister that I told you about, she called out of the clear blue sky. She said I was on her mind and that she was worried about me. And we got to talking, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, she's sending me money. For a babysitter and therapy. She even hired this maid to come help me out.
You don't say.
Yeah. So, I'm really sorry that I dragged you into this for nothing, but I just needed some help. I knew I could make it if I could just get some help. See, God does answer prayers after all.
Yes, I guess so.
Hey, it's the ice cream lady. Are we going to get ice cream?
How about hot chocolate? And how about if your mother comes with us?
Sure. Go get your coats, guys.
I'm not stalking. I just want to know why you think my daughter's a bad influence on yours.
You could have called.
Well, you're on my way home.
I seem to be on your way to a lot of places.
I live nearby.
Mommy, I'm cold.
Look, here's the problem. I wasn't thrilled to death that Gracie was enrolled in religious ed classes by her foster family because I'm not religious and Gracie's father is Jewish and no one consulted either of us.
So you think my daughter's a bad influence because she goes to church?
No, I think your daughter's a bad influence because she gave Gracie nightmares with stories about Catholic priests who were burned at the stake, who had their fingers chewed off and their hearts cut out while they were still alive.
That's my fault. I told her the story of North American martyrs. I spent too many years in Jesuit schools.
You told your 8-year-old daughter stories about people being tortured and dismembered?
It came up in conversation. I mean, and I ran out of ghost stories. Okay, I can see why you would be upset, but you gotta know Rebecca, and she has this morbid streak that she got from my mother, and I try to discourage it, but okay, maybe I have a little morbid streak too. And look, all I know is Rebecca really misses Gracie. And it'd be nice if they can get together. Maybe we could all go out together. Just to the park or ice skating ring or something. I could hover. Make sure Rebecca doesn't scare Gracie with any more martyr stories.
So the kids will always be within earshot?
Well, initially.
Initially.
We might eventually let them be in another room, you know, but that's somewhere down the line, you know. Okay. Never mind. It's just a thought. Okay. I apologize that Rebecca scared Gracie. And I'll see you around.
Hey, you know, the park or ice skating, it sounds like fun. So give me a call and maybe we can schedule something.
I'll do that. Okay.
Everything's up to date in Kansas City. They've gone about as far as they can go. They went and built a skyscraper 7 stories high, about as high as a building on a grove. Everything's like a dream in Kansas City.
Donna!
It's better than a
We're in a conference room. We got kicked out.
Well, you can't be here.
Well, you said we couldn't be in there.
You know what, Mr. Spradlin? You're done. I'm letting you off with time served.
No way, ma'am. I'm gonna pay my debt.
Nope, you're going home.
Well, at least let me finish this song.
All right, finish the song, and then that's it.
What are they doing?
Learn my lesson. Never sentencing anyone to show tunes again.
When they get to Andrew Lloyd Webber, I'm quitting.
You won't have to. He's gone after this song.
Judge Amy Gray,
Yeah.
I need you to read this. Understand it?
I know what it says.
I need you to sign saying you received it. Thanks. Sorry for the interruption.
What is it? Judge Gray.
I can swear that she was padded from her shoulder to her knee.
2 attorneys have filed grievances against me. It's been referred to the Judicial Review Council.
What?
They're trying to impeach me.
She went about as far as she could go.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime. Can McCoy put away a criminal in a murder trial? Solve the case with Law and Order. Next on TNT.